Good morning, Rob.
Morning, Luke. All right.
How are we doing? Yeah, very good, thank you. Thanks for being in the spotlight this morning on the Joinery Hour.
That's all right. No problem.
It's about time. You've been pretty much every week since we started, and we haven't had you up yet, so
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's your time to shine.
Okay.
So obviously we're going to have a chat about the Screens and Blinds Master Dealership opportunity. But before we get on to any of that and the products, if you wouldn't mind, please introducing yourself, bit of background, who you are, where you've come from, and where you are now, please, mate.
Yeah, no problem. Well, yeah, I'm Rob Horsman. I mean, my background is 40 years of joinery. I've had a joinery business down in the South Coast, family business. Came out in 2020, just family succession. We used to, well, the joinery is still going, but it's London and the South East is the main area for that, at about 30 employees, so a fairly substantial business. After I came out, I started to do some things on my own, and I actually, because I was a customer of Centor, I contacted Centor about the screens and blinds that we're going to talk about for my own work that I was doing at the time, and they approached me about coming to work for them. So, my position at the moment is I'm regional sales manager for the south of the UK for the screens and blinds, for hardware, because Centor, as you know, we do hardware as well. I'm heading up the sales of the UK on that at the moment. So, so that's where we are at the moment. So, and I've been with Centor about 2.5 years now.
Excellent. So the master dealership that we're going to be talking about in a bit, we'll talk about the product as well. But basically, we have put our heads together. We're going to create an opportunity for the joinery network to create, I assume, like a network within a network, I guess is the best way to describe it. So
Sure.
we've already got the infrastructure to start rolling that out. And we're going to create a network of specialist manufacturers and installers for the screens and blinds, which will basically enhance the opportunity for bifolding doors and cut people apart from their competition. But before we get on to the sort of nitty gritty and the headline figures of the master dealership, if you wouldn't mind just explaining, Rob, a little bit about the products themselves, as in screens and blinds,
Sure.
sizes, options, colours, what it's all about, just a brief headline sort of summary.
Yeah, I mean, the Centor range of screens and blinds is sort of broken down into a couple of categories, really. We've got the S2, which is a smaller box. It's a 70mm box. That's more aimed at retro, fitted into existing openings. But that is an insect screen only. Size-wise on that, you can achieve 4 meters wide and 4 meters high now. The S4, which is the next one up, that incorporates privacy blinds as well. So you can have an insect screen and a privacy blind. We do different fabrics in the S4, so you can have a light filtering, a total block out, and we also do a sun filtering external blind as well. And that's a good thing about these screens. They can be fitted externally. Colours, any round colour is available. That's not a problem. We also do cornerless screens. So when we get cornerless bifolds, you can work with that as well. And we also do a product called the Jamless, which is a 3-sided screen. So if you've got large sliding doors where you've got a glass corner, or you're going up against a wall where there's nowhere to have a box, so we can accommodate that as well. Like I say, it covers every aspect really, because obviously these days there's big sizes out there. There's sliding doors, there's bifolding doors, there's all sorts of applications, and they can fit against obviously timber, whatever you're making, and obviously it incorporates the aluminium market as well. Any product. That's the good thing about the screens; they can be fitted to any product. It's important, on the bigger ones, on the S4. Really, it's quite important to get in at the builder's stage so that the opening can be accommodated, so that they end up like they're just coming out of the wall.
Yeah, so the boxes are built in and out the way.
Yes, I mean, sizes on the S4, an insect screen, you can get up to 9 meters wide.
Right.
And you can achieve the 4 meters in height. So
Sure.
yeah, covers most things.
So why are the screens and blinds so important when you've got large openings like that? What's the advantages of having this product as opposed to, I don't know, curtains and whatever else you might have?
I mean, well, curtains on any type of door sort of get in your way. They don't really give you any benefit apart from it in the evenings. Whereas with these days, the shadings of homes, because openings are getting so big with the amount of glass that we're having,
Sure.
shading at homes is getting very important now. Like I said, with the sun filtering blind, that's quite a good product for external shading on doors. But obviously, the big win here, where most people will have a set of doors put in, and I've actually got one. I'm talking to one of our customers at the moment. They've put doors in, they're opening, they're getting covered in flies. We wish we'd had insect screens, so we're trying to work our way into getting that. You know, that is the big thing. People have these openings, and they're scared to open the doors because they're just getting covered in bugs.
Yeah.
And
especially as you're opening those doors, a lot of the time you're, I guess, it's bringing the outside in and all that palaver. Bring the flies in, clearly, but it's normally when you're entertaining, you're cooking, you've got food about, so obviously that's going to be even worse.
You know, a lot of these open plan buildings now, like you just said, have got the kitchen and the living area straight off the bifold doors, and it's just a fly magnet. So
sure,
people are not getting the benefit of their opening because they're scared to open because of what's coming in. So that is what we do a lot of, is the insect screens, and that is a good sell on a set of doors. Because
absolutely, I've spoke to quite a few people. In fact, someone I work very closely with, Ian Smith, only the other day, about this opportunity, and he said, like many others, I'm sure you've heard it a million times, Rob, he's got a set of bifolds that he's had in his property that he built some years ago, and he has exactly that issue. And he said, if only he'd have known, he would have definitely paid the extra to have this. Because they realise after the event, after the horses bolted.
That's right. So you don't know you need it until you've had one.
You
realise that you actually need it until you've experienced it.
How easy or difficult, quick or not, are these to generally install once you've had obviously relevant training, etc.?
Well, they get delivered in 2 boxes. Basically, they're very simple to put together. In a nutshell, you screw the head and the seal on, top and the bottom on, and then your blinds or your screens are already incorporated within the box. And you did the cabling up is all color coded, so you just put the cables through where shown, and they're very simple. Once, like I say, we offer training, which is in Birmingham. It takes about 4 hours. We give full technical backup as well, but once you've done 1 or 2, you'd fit one of these in a few hours.
Right. Okay.
Very simple.
Excellent. So let's get on to a little bit more about the actual opportunity. So from a Joinery Network's point of view, I think our role is going to be obviously to create the dealer network underneath our master dealership, which offers good opportunities and the extra or the ability to make margin on these products, the way the pricing structure will be set. And our role will be creating a network, but creating the buzz around it, hitting architects, specifiers, interior designers to drive that specification down to our network. So, for want of a better description, putting food on the table, I guess. And then if you could just explain what is involved for a joinery manufacturer or installer to become part of the dealership.
Okay. Well, to be able to offer Centor products, we would include those, whether it's an installer or a joinery manufacturer, whoever's doing the installation, basically, because what Centor won't want is for untrained people to be fitting blinds. So whoever's going to be doing the installation will need to take the training. That's free. So we offer that free at Birmingham. So that we'll expect that to be undertaken. You'll get a CPS system, which is our pricing system. Very simple. So as soon as somebody's pricing a set of sliding doors, bifolding doors. Within a couple of minutes, they've generated a quote on their own computer. All the information is on that pricing system. You can't make mistakes, because if you put in something that's not possible, it won't let you go forward. If anybody's got a showroom, we would like to have sort of a screen in their showroom. If a showroom's not possible, then we do a small meter square sample that can be taken to customers' houses, etc. We'd also like a presence on their website if they've got one, or the big thing nowadays is obviously social media. So to push it, as soon as they've installed one, put it over social media, and then it tends to spread it around. But yeah, that's really all we expect, as you know, to become an installer. Is just to have that presence of Centor in their showroom and sort of on their online marketing.
Yeah, and be fully trained, obviously. So from a training perspective, what's the sweet spot of numbers at a time to get down to Birmingham? I know you can do how many you like, basically.
Well, we normally work on about 6 people.
So six people
at
a time. So that will be part of our job, is to create that 6 people, get them down there, get the training done. And we'll grow that network out like that.
And that training is hands-on training. There's screens there that you actually work on. You do cabling up, so we take a screen out in case you ever need to remove one. We go over the CPS system, we go over any surveying, everything, spare parts, whatever, it's all covered. And it normally takes about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, and most important, well, not most importantly, but as importantly, some sales training on the features, benefits, USPs, and be able to sell the product.
The good thing about, doing this as a network, obviously, anybody who's got any queries can call you or contact you as the master dealer. But then you've got the backup of us here at the end of the phone. So it's easy to contact somebody if you've got any queries. But yeah, it is all covered in Birmingham.
Okay, so roughly speaking, on a typical screen and blind, let's say 2.4 wide, 2.1 high, what could a dealer or installer, manufacturer, whatever you want to label them as, expect to make on a screen and blind after buying it and installing it? What is our extra net margin?
I would say on a screen at that size, an S2 screen, which is just the insect screen, somewhere in the region of about £800 to £1,000 by the time they've bought it and fitted it.
So bought it, fitted it. So if they're doing a bifold door, well, each individual manufacturer will know what they make on a standard 2.4 by 2.1, I don't know, 3-door bifold.
Yeah.
So basically, you're adding an extra £1,000 or £1,000.
For really, they don't have to manufacture anything to get that extra cost, because it's all supplied to them. So it's really just something that you would be able to fit at the same time as you do the doors.
Yeah,
because
so just a little bit of extra labour
and easy enough to do that. They're not a day's work, like I say. Once you get understanding of the system, you'll fit one in 2 or 3 hours.
Excellent. So from a sales point of view, the people belonging to this network, the dealership, they'll cut themselves apart from their competition, because the competition, unless they're part of this or had the full training, they cannot compete essentially if they upsell to the screens and blinds. So they've got a added advantage to cut themselves apart from their competition when it comes to bifolds. They'll get more opportunity for both screens and blinds, but also more opportunity for more bifold doors, because one sort of goes with the other. Making more profit and standing out as a specialist manufacturer and installer. Which obviously will attract more business. So it's a decent offer. We would like to start this sooner rather than later. So if anyone is interested to get on board and be an early adopter of this, then come and have a chat with me and Rob when we go back to the floor, or contact us afterwards.
I think one point I'd like to mention is quite important, really, or a good way of doing it is when you're quoting a job and it's got bifolds, that you just put a quote on for an insect screen. You know,
absolutely.
the customer will then say to you, yeah, oh, what's this? And then you can explain it, come and see a sample, and that it puts it in there straight away rather than it being an addition as such. So
100%. Every quote, insect screen minimum, and then you can go from there.
With the CPS system, it's literally that simple. It's
you'll get a price in what it takes. What, a minute?
Yeah. If that, really, anywhere between a minute or two. And if anybody's unsure about that, you know, quite happy to go and see them. Once they're on board and they're signed up, they've got the CPS system on their computer. I'm quite happy to go and do any training on site. So it doesn't have to be at Birmingham for things like that. You know, we're always around to cover that.
Excellent. Right. Thank you very much, Rob. Much appreciated. And onwards and upwards, we'll go back to the floor. And anyone that's interested, please give us a shout. Thank you.
Cheers.